Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Laura Roy. I do a little bit of everything in this channel, so if you like a little bit of everything, I suggest you subscribe to my channel and ring that bell notification button so you guys know every time I upload. Welcome to all the subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. So we have a chicken and fried rice mukbang. This is actually leftover from last night. This is what we have. And then we like to eat it with mambo sauce. This is a sweet hot. It's really good, guys. Really good. So I'm just gonna put some on this other butter. Alright guys, so story time. So anyway, let me start off by saying Happy New Year. Today is January 2nd. So I really hope that you guys had such a good beginning of the year, and let's hope and pray for a better year this year. All right, because we all need it. We all need it. The only thing that came out of 2020 that was really good, like I've said in my other videos, was it's my daughter. That's the only thing. But fried rice. I should have gotten a spoon. Anyway, let's get on with the story time. So this story is going to be chicken. When I got into like my first like real fight. Mambo sauce. So we had this family friend, and this family friend called. I can't remember if he called me or my mom, but he called one of us. And quick disclaimer, I'm getting a little sick, so if you guys hear my voice changing throughout the video, that's all it is. I'm a little stuffy, but I can still taste food, so I'm good. Anyway, so this friend calls us and he says that he's not feeling well, and then like the line goes just blank. And so we were like, okay, we gotta go check him out, because he never does that. Like, he will never call for like help. So the time that he did call for help, I was like, all right, let's go. So back in 2009, I was gifted a pink Mercedes from my family because I graduated. I was the very first one in my family to graduate. So they had gifted me this pink Mercedes. So everybody in my hometown of Woodbridge knew who was driving it, because obviously there at that time there was no other pink cars. Mine was the very first one. Someone even took a picture of it and put it on Google. Like, I mean, I had brought pink to Woodbridge, okay? I always wanted a pink car. So as soon as I get all my finances situated, me and Liliana are going to have another pink car. Truck. Anyway. So we go over to his house. His house was like not even that far. It was like 8 minutes away from our house. So we go to his house. We go upstairs. He's laying out. He's like all laid out in the bed. Really pale. And so my mom is like right next to him in the bed, like standing there, just trying to see if like he needs any help, like is he okay? And my back is towards the door, so I didn't like fully go in the room. I was just kind of standing where the end of the bed is, and I'm just like looking, and so my back was towards the door and the door was open. And back then I had really long hair. This was before I cut it. The way I had to style it was I had it in a high ponytail, and the rest was braided. And it was like down all the way to my butt, the braid. So we're, you know, me and my mom are talking like to each other, like, okay, what do we do? Like, should we call the ambulance? Like, he doesn't look too good. We're trying to talk to him, trying to like communicate with him, and he's just like really out of it, like out of it. And all of a sudden, I just like see the ceiling, like my hair, like my neck is like pulled back, and all I see is ceiling. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what it was. I just moved quickly because I was just like, what? Like, I have to protect myself. And I don't know how I did it, that I like turned around, and it was our friend's girlfriend. And me and her had beef for the longest time, because she thought that me and her boyfriend had something going on, like we were just messing around, which we weren't. But anyway, that's why she was so mad, right? So I can imagine her rage when she came home and she sees my pink car outside. She goes inside, walks upstairs, and she sees me in her bedroom. I understand any girl will flip out, especially if you think I'm messing around with your boyfriend, you know? So, I mean, I understood her rage, but anyway. So she has me by my hair. She grabbed the end of the ponytail and she wrapped it all around her arm. And she has, like, the ponytail side up here holding on, right? So she had me real tight, like tight. And the only thing that I said was, let go of my hair. And she wasn't letting go, so I started swinging. And the first swing, I got her nose. And I think I must have hit her nose really hard, because she just let me go completely. And when she did, she kind of like stood back. And mind you, it's a small little area where this fight was happening. It was a small room, and like the bed, they had like a queen size bed, so it was really long. So from the door to the bed, it was just like this long little, space. And then there was like a dresser on this side, and like just another dresser with like their TV and stuff. So we were in a really small place. She's like a 250-pound white lady, 5'5", and at that time, I'm 4'11", and at that time I was 120. So I was tiny compared to her, right? And so anyway, she kind of stumbles back, tries to regain what's going on. And I'm like, put my hair up in a bun, because I'm like, if I don't, this lady is gonna like do it again. So I did that so fast. My mom is over here like, stop, you guys, no, you're not, like she's just saying stop. Like I don't even know what else she's saying. She's just telling us to stop. And she comes at me again. I don't know how it happened that we both end up on the floor. So when we both fall down, I got on top of her and started swinging. So she's down, like, trying to protect her face. And I had stopped because I was like, all right, Laura, chill out, like, you're ahead, so chill out. And so I think at one point my mom tried to pick me up, get me away from her, and this girl had actually grabbed my mom's wrist. And as soon as she did that, that infuriated me. Like, don't be touching my mom. Like, if you have beef with me, the beef, it's with you and me. Like, it's not with anybody else, So I'm telling her to let my mom hand go. And she had, like, a really hard grip on it. And so I went to town again. I mean, I just blacked out. At that point, I don't even know if I was even saying anything. I don't think I was. I was just like pounding at her. And next thing I remember, it's I feel like arms, like hands underneath my armpits, and they just like flung me up and took me off of her. And that's when I kind of like snapped out, and then like snapped out of it, and then I saw cops. And so they're picking her up. She's crying and she's screaming and she's calling me all types of B's and H's and all types of that stuff, right? And I'm just kind of looking around. My mom is like, she's so mad. She's like, that white piece of da 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 whatever. She started it, and she's like, oh my God, these Hispanic mother da da da. So we were just going at it, and then the cops were like, all right, chill out. So they leave me in the bedroom with my mom. And mind you, this whole time, our friend is like still laid out in the bed, okay? And that's when we're like, okay, there's something really wrong, because like with him, because this whole entire time of us fighting, yelling, my mom's yelling, she's yelling, things are dropping off the dressers, things a lot like on the floor. I like broke all my acrylic nails. That was another thing. I was so mad about it, because 3 days prior to this fight, I had just did my nails. Anyway, so imagine all this loud commotion, things are falling, breaking, and he not once moved or like got up and said what's going on. So they separate us, they put it in the living room, and when the cop comes in, I was like, he needs some medical attention, because this whole time he has not gotten up. He was like, don't worry, we'll handle that. And then I look at the floor, right, and there's like this there's this puddle of blood. It looks like someone got stabbed, and they were just bleeding out on the floor. And so I quickly look at myself, and I'm like, oh my God, is it me? Like, am I bleeding? I look at my mom, and I'm like, am I bleeding? She's like, no, I don't think so. And then like they had a mirror right there, so I quickly glanced at the mirror, and like I had a clean face, and I was just like, where's all this blood? Like, I was so confused where this blood came from. And then I was like, maybe I must have cut myself with like glass, because there was like glass on the floor too. And I'm like looking at my arms, nothing. So I was like, I don't know. And so the cop was like, wait right here, I'll be right back. He leaves the bedroom. Mind you, this whole time, the girlfriend is like, I want that B out of my house. I want her out. I want her out. So then I take my phone out, right? And at that time, I had a Palm Pre. I don't know if you guys know what a Palm Pre was, but it was like an all-glass phone. I'll insert a picture here so you guys know. I love that phone. I dropped that phone like 5 times. I had 5 new phones. I had to pay $100 for each one. And when I broke this one, I was like, that's it. Like, I'm going to get something else. Verizon used to have this phone. So take my phone out and take a picture of it. The blood. Take a picture of myself. I want to take selfies. My mom was telling me to put that away. Cop comes and I'm like putting my phone away. He put 2 and 2 together. He said, I really hope you weren't taking pictures of this. And I said no. And he was like, because it's illegal, right? It's a crime scene. I'm like, okay, well, I wasn't. And I guess that's why I dropped my phone like the next day. Like, karma got me. But anyway. So he tells me that we're going to go outside and talk in front of my car. And I was like, all right. So while I'm like going out, The cop is behind me. I'm like walking out the bedroom, and then I look over at the living room, and then I see her. She's sitting down on the couch, and I mean, like, her eyes are barely open. They're swollen shut. Her jaw was like all bruised up. She had blood all over her face. Her nose was like bleeding. She had like tissue up there, and like, you know, when she was talking to the cop, like her mouth was so swollen. And I'm just like, was it her that was, you know, I guess that's her blood. I mean, it wasn't mine. And this whole time, like, she's like giving me like the look of death, you know, by like the tiniest thing that she can open from her eyes. And so we make it outside, and then the cops are like asking me what happened. I explain what happened, is like why we were there. And he was like, all right, I'll be right back. Goes back inside, comes out, and then he's like, okay, well, she did decide not to press charges. And I guess I had some cockiness about me, or like, yay, whatever. I don't know what this cop saw, like, in my facial expression, because I can't hide my facial expression sometimes. That he was just like, well, you better be happy because we could charge you with attempted murder. And I was like, okay, how? Why? Like, why are you even telling me this? I was like, there was no weapon involved or anything. And he was just like, oh, because the amount of blows and like the amount of damage that you've caused her, like, she could have easily like get knocked out and like gone into shock and just died. And I'm like, but she didn't. So why are we even having this conversation, you know? And the other Hispanic cop was like, chill out, just don't say nothing. I'm like, all right, whatever. And he's like, I gotta go to my car to get whatever. He leaves. And then I'm like, I asked the Hispanic cop, why did this other cop just tell me that? And he's like, well, I mean, the amount of damage that you caused to this lady's face, he's like, we haven't seen in a long time. He's like, I don't know what you guys have going on, but he's like, you guys were going at each other pretty hard. And then he's like, and by the looks of it, you were the one going at her pretty hard because I don't see anything on you. And the ambulance came, and then they were like, oh no, the one that you need to see is inside, whatever. And I was just like, man, like, what? For it being my first fight, like, I did a pretty damn good job of defending myself and my mom, because this was a big girl. A big girl. She could have like easily taken me down. And she could have so many times, but when she was hitting me, she was like slapping me. I don't do that. I don't come to a fight to slap somebody. I'm going to punch the shit at you. But anyway, she didn't press charges. Everything was fine. I didn't, you know, the cop was just like, all she wants is for you to just go to your house. Like, don't ever come back to her house ever again. And I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I thought she was going to put like a restraining order on me, but she never did. But yeah, I mean, I know my mom was proud. I know she saw me do all of that to that lady. And I know she was just like, okay, I have no doubt in my brain that Laura can defend herself, so she's fine. So, I mean, I didn't know that I could do all of that. But I guess in a moment of just pure anger and like trying to defend your mom and stuff, that's, you know, that's what happens. Like, rage comes out and you just black out, because that's literally what happened to me. I just blacked out. So I told the cop, I was like, who's gonna pay for my nails? He started laughing. He was just like, yo, self, like, you just got out of this one. He's like, she didn't even press any charges on you, and you're still asking who's gonna do your nails, like, who's gonna pay you for your nails. I said, you know, you're right. You're right. So we just got in the car, we left. I mean, other than that, we didn't really talk about it. I mean, what was there to talk about, you know? She saw everything firsthand. But anyway, this chicken is good, guys. Good, good, good. I'm not gonna finish all of this rice. It's much. But anyway, guys, that was my story time for when I actually got into like a real fight. All the other fights were like petty high school fights, and it was just, I call them talk fights, because that's all they do is just talk, and nobody actually like throws any hands at each other. So, and in school I was never the one to like keep talking. Like, if you and I know that we have beef with each other and we're trying to like solve it or whatever, we're just gonna go at it. Like, why should we spend time or waste time talking about it? You know what I'm saying? That we already know we don't like each other, so let's just go at it. So high school fights were whatever, but this one was like the legit fight. Other than that, like back in 2009 when this happened, I've never gotten into another fight. And I don't want to, you know, but I mean, someone tries. You know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I won't take no more of your time. Hope you guys enjoyed this Storytime mukbang video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And then I will see you guys in the next one.